What man? It's your big brother K-Rino. K-Rino. Um, looking at the clock. I'm looking at the clock. I'm looking at the clock. I know it's late. It's late for y'all, but it's not late for me. So we'll rock with what we got. We're gonna pop what we got, even if it's not a lot. We're gonna pop what we got, even if it's not a lot, and see what happens on this late night because I had this topic on my mind, man, and I had to express it. I didn't want to wait till next week to talk about this. I wanted to get it while it was fresh on my mind. I wanted to get it while the getting was good. And once we get a few participants in the building, we'll get right into it. And if we don't stay on it long, I'll answer some questions. We'll talk about the album and stuff we got going on. But outside of that, we're going to stay on topic. We're going to stay on topic until I drop it. All right. So the rules are respect and maturity as usual, because we are supposed to be grown. But this one's on my head. Y'all click the like button as you come in. I see y'all slipping in the dough. My late night crew, my night shift. It's my night shift crowd. On the night shift. Y'all remember that song? Y'all too young. Gonna be some sweet sound coming down on the night shift. Y'all click the like button, man. A few of y'all that in here that have not, click that thumbs up for your big brother. Yeah. All right. Once again, maturity and respect is the order of the day. Those are the rules. Maturity and respect are the rules. If you break the rules, you will be removed. You break the rules, you will be removed. And I made that rhyme. All right, but let's go, man. The topic is they can't cancel what they don't own. And the reason why I came up with this topic, the reason why I came up with this idea was because I saw where Kanye West just did a concert out in LA a couple of days ago, whenever it was. And he performed to a sold out 70,000 fan, 70,000 seat arena or stadium or wherever it was. 70,000 sounds more like stadium than arena. But he sold it out. 70,000 people were in the building, man. And, Kanye haven't been on the scene in a while. He been going through some controversy, been saying some controversial things. He been receiving backlash from the controversial things he said from powerful people, from the so-called elites of the world who can shut you down at the drop of a hat. And for a while, he stood his ground. I saw where he wrote a letter doing some apologizing, which, I believe you should apologize when you're wrong, when you absolutely know that you're wrong. Too many times we see black celebrities apologize when they're telling the truth, when they're right. And that is one of the most disappointing things for me to see, that just to come across my eyes and ears to see one of these black famous people that got a lot of money, even though they got their money from them folks, but they got a lot of money now and they got a lot of influence. They got a lot of fan base, and they apologize. They punk out and they apologize because they want to get back into good favor with massa. Instead of saying I want to stay in good favor with my creator because I'm speaking God's truth right now, and I'm being roasted for it like any great man or woman has ever done, whether it's a prophet, a freedom fighter, whatever it is, if they stood on a principle that was right, historically, the great ones who are remembered, they were vilified for that truth that they stood on, but they stood on it nonetheless. But history always found a way to vindicate them, and time proved that those people were right. So when I see you speak on the truth, when I see you speak the truth and you're strong with it and you exposing them and you on their head, I'll be like, yeah. But then when they turn that fire up, you see all of them. Well, I said some things and I just want to come out and say that in no way, shape, or form do I hate any group. And you didn't hate any group when you posted it. But the point I'm making, the main point I'm making is that through all of the controversy, all of the things that were taken away from Kanye, which were given to him by the powers in the first place. We always hear the statement, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Well, so do the devil. The devil can give it and he can take it away. So all the things that were given to Kanye that were taken from him, endorsements and opportunities and deals and favor and friendship, all these things that were stripped from him because he spoke out against a particular group, right? And he, in essence, was canceled. That's the word. He was canceled by those powers. Now, I don't know how divided the fan base was, because you have people who love Kanye regardless. They stuck with him through the whole ride and everything he went through. You have other people who took on a mindset, man, Kanye losing it, man, he going crazy. Not just on those stances, but on other things that they may have looked at and wondered what's going on. He said some things that I disagree with, scratched my head on. But the point is, I don't know how much of the so-called cancellation, I don't know how much of that was imposed by the fan base, the audience, the people, the everyday Joe or Jane. But I know for a fact that the powers put their hand on him because they start taking stuff. They give you their ball to play with. And then when there's a problem, they give it back, because those were not the stipulations under which you received the ball in the first place. It's like, we gave it to you, man. We gave you this, but under the understanding that you would never, ever speak ill words against us. You would never betray us. You would never tell the truth and expose us. But Kanye did. He did, just like many others have come before and did. But when that pressure got on him, and he stood for a minute. But you do a concert after a long time not doing a concert, and 70,000 people show up. Now, I don't know. Now, let me say this before I go into what my real principle is. There would still have to be, in my opinion, if y'all find out otherwise, I would admit that I'm wrong. There would still have to be some connection to some power structure in order to get that big of a date and that big of a venue and that big of a setting. So he may still be plugged in to a power, to a bigger power, or may have just got replugged back in. It may be the process, because usually when you apologize and they make you go through your little stuff or whatever, your little, you got to jump through a few hoops, in other words. Usually once that happens, They start saying, okay, well, okay, we'll start slowly throwing you a few bones to let you get back in. So he may be plugged back in, but you know how to plug, you know how you got to plug and you plug it in and it's in there good. When you plug it in the wall, it's in there good. It's in there good. But sometimes you plug it in and it's loose. The plug, the plug kind of hanging down. It's not all the way in, but the power it's in there, but it ain't in there. That's what it's like as they're letting you back in. So you got 70,000 people sold out thing. That shows the fan base is still with him. But the point of this video is to say they can never cancel you in the beginning from the outset if they don't own you. And I know that nobody likes to consider themselves or to be considered as being owned by another entity or other people in any sense, because especially when you're rich and famous, there's an arrogance, there's a level of control that you may think you have, but you really don't. But you kind of do, but you really don't, if you understand. So what happens is a rich person, you say, man, just imagine you tell a rich person, man, you just a puppet, man, for the system. They allowed you to get to this level. They let you do this, man. I mean, don't think that they can't take this from you at any time. And then you tell them that those who really don't know say, man, I did this. I worked hard and I built myself. And yeah, you probably did. I'm sure you worked hard. It's your talent. God gave it to you. But somebody still got to allow you or pull you up to that certain level. See? But it's hard for them to accept that. So you say, well, man, you still owned, like we used to say back in the day, you still owned by the man. The man still own you. Don't nobody own me, because you get defensive with it. But the truth is they do. And they've shown it historically many times. They'll show it by waiting for you to get tough. Soon as you get tough, they're going to show you that you're not. Or they're going to attempt to show you that you're not. Now, somebody might really show, somebody might go to full stretch. We've had a few that have went the full stretch. There are very few that's like, okay, well, do what you got to do. Take what you got to take. But I ain't bending my knee. I ain't bowing down before you. I stand on what I said with the truth. I know it's the truth. You know it's the truth. That's why they're so defensive and so aggressive in shutting down an individual when they speak that truth, because they know it's the truth. So in their mind, it's like, you know what? I got to make sure. See, one of my slaves and got rebellious. One of my $1 million slaves has gotten rebellious. So now I have to show him a slave's place and a master's place. So they work to shut you down. And we would be here all night if we started listing the names of people that they've done this to successfully. So the point is, no matter how big you think you are, you'll never be bigger than the one that made you big. How you gonna get bigger than the one that made you big? Because the thought process always is, if they can pay you 100 million, that tells you that they're worth billions. If they can pay you 100 million, that tells you what they stand to make after they pay you the 100 million. That's what it tells you what they stand to make off of you. They ain't just gonna give you $100 million just because out the kindness of their heart. They see a potential for greater earnings to come from you. So that's a drop in the bucket, as crazy as that might sound. But once you get that kind of money, there is a level of power that you can create. You just have to make sure that you don't lose sight of that, or that you don't get caught up in a situation where your desire to continuously be in bed with them puts you further and further into the abyss of servitude that you can't even get out. And God forbid if you have any type of dirt on your name that they know about, then you're really walking on eggshells. But if you get a decent amount of money, I'm just speaking of those who dance that dance with them, there is a level of power that you can exercise. You have to start using what they gave you. You got to be slick. You got to use what they gave you to transition yourself, to wean yourself off of them by starting to purchase things and build institutions and create things that are separate from them, that sets you up for a time where if they do cut you off, if they do cancel you, you have established something that's independent of them with the money you got from them. It can be done. Something that they can't take, or they would have to fight like hell to be in order to take. You have to invest in your communities. I don't mean investing in things that can flip your money. You do that too, but you have to invest in your people. Because when you invest in the people, for the most part, got a few snakes and ingrates, but for the most part, when you invest in people, they will return. You will get a return on that investment in the form of support and loyalty. You will get a return on that investment. All praise is due to Allah. See, folks don't remember. Folks don't forget what you did to them. If you did something dirty to people, they're not going to forget it. But there are also people that don't forget what you did for them. And that's what I mean when I say when you invest in people, you get that return on that investment in the form of loyalty, because when the world tries to slander you, when the world tries to bring you down, when the media and different entities that have the reach and the range in order to smear your name, smear campaigns and propaganda, whatever means they use to cancel you, to falsely label you with negative labels, the people will hold you up when they remember how you held them down. They'll hold you up when they remember how you held them down. When I mean held them down, I don't mean held them down in an oppressive way. I mean held them down like how we say in the hood, man, baby girl, when I went to jail, baby girl held me down, boy. So that's why we see when people sell out the Black community, you ever seen those celebrities that they want to be so close, they want to get so near to massa, that they will throw the black community under the bus in a heartbeat, right? They will get on TV, they'll go on Fox News, they'll go on the internet, they'll go on any platform that will listen to them, and they will talk so negatively about the black community, the black people, and they will be looking to the side like, you hear me, boss? See what I said? You heard what I said, boss? I'm doing good, huh? But what happens is when boss don't need them no more and toss them to the side, now you are in freaking no man's land because you have lost favor with your master, and you've been lost favor with your own community. Now you are in this limbo. And most of the time, they try to come back to the community that they sold out and turned against. But the people don't forget what you did to them. So most people are unforgiving, like, nope, don't try to come back now. That's the mindset. Don't try to come back now. Go back over there. You thought it was going to be sweet over there. You thought you had a lifetime contract over there. You thought that you would be welcomed with open arms for eternity over there. So get back over there. So it works both ways. But on the flip side, when your resume speaks and says, nah, man, that dude's solid. Nah, man, that dude did this. She did that. Nah, man, she's always among the people. She stood strong. She came through the hood and did this. He was there when this happened. He fought for this. He fought for that. Nah, man. My grandma was about to lose her house. He came through, dropped 25 racks, blah, blah. People don't forget that. And they will know that the things that are being said about you in a negative way, they'll know that them things ain't true based on how you treated them. But you have to snatch off the tag. You have to snatch off the ownership tag that they have applied to your personage. Because they can't cancel nor control what they don't own. They know who they own and control. So you can't cancel me. You can't cancel me because you don't uphold me. My dependency is not on you, so you can't cancel me. My movements are independent of your power and influence. I don't stand under your umbrella. And the most frustrating thing for the powers and the controllers and the rulers of this system in this world, the most frustrating thing for them is a Negro that they can't control. Because they've always been able to control their Negroes. But then when that one comes along and it's like, and you tell him, like they used to say back in the old days, you'll never work in this town again. And he or she goes, so I bet I will. I bet I will work in this town again. Well, how are you going to work in this town? I control, I own this, I own that. Yeah, you do, but you don't own me and you don't control the way the people, my people, think about me and feel about me. I can still reach them. They still back me. So can I get you 20 million now? No. Can I get you 100 million now? No. Can I get you Sprite commercial now? No. Can I get your Burger King commercial now? No. Can't do that now. You know, okay, cool. That's your stuff. That's your stuff. But you can relegate me to this underground. But when you push me out, that back door, it's gonna be a crowd of people waiting for me to receive me and say, "Come on, man, you don't need. Come on, let's go. Let's get it on. Let's do it how you used to do it. We still got you." So even though Kanye may have replugged in to some bigger power source, may have replugged in, the people still came out. And I would venture to say that they came out because there's still a degree of loyalty that exists within his fan base. Now there are some that just like casuals. I mean, we're just gonna go to the contest. I just want to see him. I just want to see what he's gonna say. What is he gonna do? Is he gonna do something controversial? There's probably a sector of people that wanted to see that, but I would feel like the majority are true supporters of that man, and he's earned through his hard work and his time in the game and his dedication. He's earned the right to have that type of support. I want to see us get to a point where we can get. First of all, we need to get somebody that has their own 70,000 seat venue. We need some black folks with venues and arenas, things of that nature, stadiums. Where if it ever gets crazy, okay, well, okay, hey, y'all come perform in our. Y'all ain't got to go to this place or that place. You think you can get 20,000 in there, but the powers won't let you use their arena? Come on, we got an arena. Surprised we haven't done that yet. I can say we because I ain't got the money to do it. But surprised, well, I'm not really surprised. But it wouldn't be hard to do that. But the problem is a lot of the people who have the kind of money that would actually be able to do that in a blink, they still in bed. They still dancing with the devil. So the question would come, why are you guys doing that? Why are y'all putting your money together to do that? What's going on? Too many questions would have to be answered. So it would take some real soldiers. But that's why I say when they give you a little bit of that money, everybody ain't built the same way. When they give you a little bit of that money, tuck that. Transition out of their control and their influence and their power over you. Transition out of it. Use it to build your own. It can be done. Don't be scared. By the time they try to wipe you out and cancel you, you like, all right, do what you gotta do. I'm warning you, you'll never work. I heard you the first time. My time in the music business, now I'm talking about me. My time in the music business, the way that I've always had to do it, for many years, I didn't understand that I was doing it the way I was doing it. I just was doing it, but mainly out of necessity, because in the beginning, in my blindness and my ignorance, I was trying my best to sign with a record label. I wanted to be on it. I wanted a record deal. I was sending demos off. I was trying to be that because I was listening to Run DMC. I was listening to LL Cool J and and Houdini. I was listening to all that, and I was like, yeah, man, I want to be up there. I want to be up there with them. I want to be on that level. But in time, I realized, okay, well, wait a minute, those labels at that time, they didn't believe in artists from our region. They didn't believe in Southern rappers, and they're like, oh, that ain't on. So we got rejected a lot because of that, what I just said. We got rejected a lot, which forced us, me and other rappers from our region, to create and build independent record labels by just whoever it was, whether it was just you and some of your partners, whether it was some dudes that used to sell dope that were trying to clean up the money, whether it was whoever it was, set this thing up, and we just gonna go for what we know. We're gonna do it the best way we know how to do it. And we learned the business that way. We learned it the hard way. And we were only doing it out of necessity, but not realizing that, wait a minute, with that rejection and non-acceptance that we received from the big boys, the so-called big boys, with that rejection that we received, it forced us into a situation where we had to do it ourselves. Because had they accepted us, they'd be doing everything. They'd be doing the promotion, the marketing, setting up everything, the travel. They would be doing everything and charging us for it. And we would be suffering the same fate as some of our favorite rappers who we thought was making a lot of money. Some was, but more were not, right? So as we went on our journey, now we realized, well, wait a minute. We would see stories about how an artist will be in an interview and they'll be talking about, well, yeah, man, the label, man, they ain't put my album out yet. They holding me. They got me on the shelf. Nah, man, I wanted to do this song, but the label didn't like the song. They told me that I had to take that off the album. Well, I wanted to do this, but the label didn't like this. We never went through that. We realized, you know what, man? We could say whatever we want to say. You know what, man? If I just want to put out a single first, I can put out a single first. But if I want to put my whole album out, I can put my whole album out. You know what, man? I don't have to wait till the new year because we're trying to play by these label rules. Well, you got to wait until the first quarter. It's better to come in on the new. I can put my album out on December 25th if I want to. So you understand, you grew to understand your own power and your own control over your own art. Then it was like, well, wait a minute. At that time, can't say that now, but at that time, you had mom and pop record shops that you could deliver the music to yourself. You could send it off yourself. Even the chains would work with you. And it's like, man, I could just do this on my own. That's control. That's power. And then if the label call you and say, hey, man, you're doing some good things on there. We're interested in signing you. You can say, okay, well, what you talking about? Oh, no, that don't sound right. Nah, we don't need that. All right, bye. Or if they talk right and you want to do something with them, you do something with them, but you do it under your own terms. You're not going to sign me for 9 albums. Now I can say, nah, man, I'll do 1 album with you. Give me $1 million. Or whatever. Some got more than that. They can't control you. They tell me what to say. Well, we won't play it on the radio. We'll make sure you don't get on the radio. I don't need the radio. You can't control me. Tell somebody, man, I ain't play the radio. I can't get on the radio. Oh, man, I don't want to lose my relationship. See, so now we sound like a battered spouse. because you don't want to lose your relationship, but you're in a bad relationship. You fighting for a bad relationship. Who's in the relationship? It's you, the artist, and it's them, the record label. Y'all in a bad relationship. They using and abusing you. Can't use and abuse me if I got my own. It's like if you were in a relationship, just say you're in a relationship with somebody, but maybe y'all are not married, right? So that person lives in this place, you live in this place, and if, or better yet, this person lives in this place, you're not on your feet and you live with that person in this place, right? But you're not on your feet, and y'all have a disagreement, and they say, well, hey, you can get out of my house. Now you have to, if you're not built like that, you have to kind of like bow down and look, okay, well, let's not be hasty. I get it. I'm good. I'm good. Because you don't want to be on the street. But if you at that place visiting or staying there, and you got your own place, and they say, well, you can get out of my house. You say, okay, cool. I can go to my own. My own. See? All right, I done talked enough. I don't know why my time don't show on the thing no more, man. I used to know how long I was on, but the last time I was on here, it wasn't on here, and I couldn't get out. It was weird. Now I can't see my time. I like to know how long I've been on here, but maybe it's something I didn't do. But let me read this. I appreciate Denzel Early for the donation. Denzel said, it seems like a myth that the North didn't want to put the South on because most rappers now from Detroit are rushing to Atlanta to get a break. Well, it wasn't a myth 35, 40 years ago. So we speaking about now, it's a different day because now you have established artists that are from all regions, all coasts, both coasts, all three coasts, all regions in between, Midwest, East Coast, West Coast, down south. And all of these regions have produced legendary rap artists that are iconic now, that are millions and millions of record sales in. So much time has passed. But I come from a time where in the 80s and into the 90s, early to mid 90s, nah, man, them labels wouldn't seeing us. They wouldn't trying to do nothing with us. They didn't believe in us. And every now and then when they would sign an artist from the South, it never really worked out. It never worked out. Now, granted, it doesn't always work out with even the artists that are from those regions, but they tend to have a little more, I guess, success in terms of popularity, in terms of notoriety, than anybody that's not from that region. Because, like when you said about Atlanta, see, your big brother, I've been doing this a long time. That was a time, I remember a time, that was a time where Atlanta was not this hub for music. That didn't exist in Atlanta at one point in time. Atlanta grew into that to where it was like, man, everybody going to Atlanta. You had labels in Atlanta. You had So Def. You had people that were gravitating towards the city of Atlanta. You had artists coming up out of Atlanta that were popping off and making it big because of the scene that organically grew out of Atlanta. But that was once a time that didn't exist. We can say that now. So yeah, we can look at things now, but nah, it wasn't always like that. Also, shout out The MC Josiah, I appreciate your donation as well. Got another open mic in. Shows, flows, and studios. That's how a rapper's life goes. All right. Mr. Brooks says that's when the discernment is blurred, when the line of right and wrong, truth is murky. Yep. Miss Lady Sample says, crazy opinion. I don't think that's even Kanye. Uh-oh. Yeah, you going deep. Deep. If it ain't Kanye, who is it? All right, I'm gonna go back down, y'all. Man. Is that A1 3508? I'm gonna call you 3508. You say this conversation about Kanye reminds me of the song $1 Million Slave. Well, there are elements that are absolutely connected to that song because, as Minister Farrakhan said, you don't get up that high without them allowing it or causing it. As great as we are, you're not going to get to that 100, 200, 300 million, billion-dollar level without them. And I'm not saying that in a good way. I'm not saying like that's a good thing. I'm saying if you're there, you can't be foolish enough to think that, hey, I did this. No. They pulled you up and gave you the opportunities. They put you in position, gave you the opportunity, the connections to make more money, to be involved in more businesses, to establish businesses, to promote and market your businesses under their umbrellas with their backing. That's just the reality. How, man, that ain't true. How you know that's true? I know it's true because of the very thing we're talking about right now. The second you violate in their eyes, they start taking it from you. So if you really built it up, they couldn't take it as easy. Maybe they'll find a way to take it. But if you really did it, oh, I see my time. Oh, they changed the thing. No wonder I couldn't get out the other night. Okay. If you really did it, and it's really yours, you would laugh when you say something and they tell you to issue out an apology. We're going to need you to apologize. Keith Murphy, I see you. Blue face. Glad you're out that hospital. E. Tizzle, I see you. Mr. Brooks says, belly of the beast. Keith Murphy says, the pride and conditioning gets in the way. Hold on, man. Time out. We got to do an OG salute up in this thing because, boy, I got one of my longtime homies. I've seen him in the building. Man, look. OG salute. The other night we had OG KO and Gangsta Nip in the chat. That was huge. Tonight, we got my homie Suspect from Pearl Homes, South Park Coalition, OG member from day one. So if y'all don't know what the OG salute is, I know all my OGs in the chat know what that is, man. That's when we gonna pay homage and salute to any legends, any OGs, any long-time soldiers that come into the chat and spend some time with us. I need y'all to put out 100s, power fists, peace signs, hearts, strong arm emojis, all kind of love. Start right now, man, and drop some love. You see that, brother? It says suspect SPC. Man, this cat been rocking with us almost 40 years. So drop some OG love, some OG salutes right now, man. Y'all was kind of light on it last night. The other night, whenever that was. I can't remember what was the last night. Yeah. DBZ says they will put dirt on you. 3508 says, I think Master P is a typical example of independence. He's a great example of independence. Master P, but I'm going to start with Jay Prince. Because Jay Prince laid the blueprint. Jay Prince laid the foundation in this region and on a whole, because we will always credit Jay Prince for laying the foundation here in the South as an independent record label owner and showing the way of how to do it on your own when that rejection came from the so-called majors. But the truth is, and this is just my opinion, y'all can agree or disagree, he was among the first to do it, period, in hip-hop, regardless of what coast, because we can look at Russell Simmons, of course, but once I get past a Russell Simmons, I can't really think of anybody else who, if y'all know more deeper history on that than me, then I'll accept the correction. But I can't think of anybody past Russell Simmons in the early days that built something up the way that Russell Simmons did and then Jay Prince did. So forget the region. We know what he did for the southern region, but he was among the first to do it, period. According to what I can recall. Y'all do some Googling and find somebody else. Russell Simmons and who else? Independent. Just saying. So Master P, Cash Money, other people that came after that, Jay Prince was the one that made everybody look and say, oh, you can do that? We don't need to go through them? Now, that's not to say he never linked up and collaborated or did deals with labels after that, because he did, but it was under his terms at this point now. Because once they see that you don't need them, the deal you make with them now, you can negotiate from a position of strength and make the deal work for you. So, I mean, that's just my opinion. If y'all prove me wrong, I'll accept the correction. But next time if I ever get a chance to talk to Jay again, I'm gonna ask him. I need to know the history on that. Yeah. Miss Lady Sample, I appreciate the support. We're gonna get into that in a minute too. Morgan Horton, thanks for staying true. Yeah, thank y'all for staying true. I can. It's a two-way street. Ryan C says, once you sign the grape don't stop. And we know what the grape is. Yep. Appreciate the love, Anthony, New Zealand. Yeah, we're gonna get into that in a minute, y'all. Dr. Naka said it felt good to read the tape, and it read Electric City Records. Shout out to my dad, LV, for having that same kind of vision. Like, we just do it ourselves. Just do it yourself. Back then, see, man, one of the greatest gifts that a person can have is to be a visionary. But more importantly, to be a fearless visionary. Because you can be a visionary, you can have a vision, and then the vision can scare you, and you feel like you can't do it, so you don't even try it. But you got to be a fearless visionary. You got to have a vision and be like, I'm gonna do it, even if I'm not even sure how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. See? So what Dr. Naka is saying, we learned about these small, burgeoning, independent labels when we bought these tapes. No matter what city we lived in, I don't care if you lived in Birmingham, Alabama. I don't care if you lived in Memphis, Tennessee. I don't care if you lived in Shreveport, Louisiana. When you went in your little mom and pop shop and you, man, what is this? Man, what is this? Man, who is this? Let me check this out. UGK. Who is UGK? I'm about, man, this is jamming. Let me see what this is. Who is he signed? Who are they signed with? I don't see Warner Brothers on here. I don't see Capitol Records on here. What is Big Time Records? What is Big Time Records? Who is that? And you know, back then, we had the phone number. We had a phone number on the tape. So you can call in. And the fact that what I said earlier, we was doing it all ourselves. We was independent. The artist might answer the phone. We had our brother South Park Coalition's on PSK 13. We had him on the Underground Dialogue podcast, which is our podcast channel. Y'all need to subscribe to it. Check out all the episodes you missed. And he was talking about how he was a fan of Point Blank, South Park Coalition, before he ever was even with us. And he said one day he just called the number on the tape. He called Big Time Records, and Point Blank answered the phone. Y'all got to watch the interview. But that's how it was done back then, because that's how the labels was run. It's like it was all hands on deck. Wasn't no, well, yeah, I'm the artist, so you call Electric City Records on the right day, it might be me answering the phone. You call Big Time on the right day, it'll be Blank answering the phone. I'm sure if you call Beatbox, I don't know. This is how it was, because we were self-owned and operated. Whoever the staff was people that hung out with us, and we pulled in, including us. We were staff too. UFO Buddy says, I wish back in the days when I was purchasing CDs in the early 90s that I would have seen you on Rap A Lot Records, but I respected you staying underground. Yeah, we wanted to do what they was doing. We wanted to do exactly what they was doing. Morgan Horton says, you control the rights to your creativity. Absolutely. Jimmy, I see you. Anthony says, didn't you put out like 5 albums out on the same day? Exactly. I could have never did that if I wasn't free to do that. And even though, hey, okay, yeah, I run my music through some of their channels, some of their entities. Of course, yeah, of course you do. I've been kicked off some of their entities too. Been kicked off of some of them because of some of the things I said, but you think I'm gonna go back and change what I said or take or you remove my song. I ain't removing it. Can't control them removing it. This they stuck. But it's gonna still get to y'all. See? All right, I'm catching up. We got the homie Phantom Face Final is in the building with us tonight. We was missing you last night, my brother. But I know we might have been on it too early for you last night. Yeah. UFO says I was calling big time records from Australia. Best Local says when I didn't have a team, I played all the positions. That's right. Do what you got to do. Okay, I see y'all gave my brother Suspect his OG salute. Jimmy said the South got something to say. DBZ says I'm from the UK, so I'm not sure, but isn't the South the generally richer part of America? I don't know. I can't answer that question. I don't know what a rich part. I know the cost of living in general is a little better down here. If you're gonna live in California or New York, you know, things that would be astronomically high in price on those areas are considerably lower. Just the cost of living in general is lower down here, but I don't know how that translates into families' personal wealth. Well, so when I saw the Kanye show, I was like, yeah, you know, that's, I don't know the details of how it was put together, but I just was like, you know what, they tried to cancel him, but he's back. I don't know the circumstances under which he's back, but I just took the principle because I think of things that we've always done. We've always put our own shows together. I get booked, but I put a lot of shows together. A lot of things I do, I put them together myself. Shout out to everybody who was at my album release last week. Nobody sponsored that. Nobody called me and booked me. That was all me. And we packed the place out. Great turnout. But why was I able to do that? Because I learned the game through rejection and pain. I would have never known how to promote, market, event plan. I would never know how to do none of that. All right. Dr. Naka said Luke and Too Short did it too. Absolutely. Same thing. Not selling CDs out the trunk, selling cassette tapes out the trunk. DBZ says, I know this might get me hate, but later on, Jay-Z did help with Def Jam. But we're talking about Def Jam was already an established iconic label at the time Jay-Z came in. So I'm speaking more also of ground floor, origins, building it when it was nothing. That's a difference. And this don't just apply to rap, y'all. This applies to the business that you're trying to start up. You selling cookies. You got a lemonade stand. You selling custom-made umbrellas. I don't care what it is. Ownership is the true control. The true control is an ownership. Yeah. All right, I'm catching up, man. Jab Bad says, hey, K-Rino, did you promote your album release party? I would have attended. Man, it was more of an underground promotion run. I didn't promote it publicly on the platforms. But this is what I want you to do, Jab, for next time. That's my email address. I have a contact list. So send me an email so I have your email and I have your contact. So anytime I do an event, I send the promotion to the people who are on the contact list. And that way, that's how people will know, you know. So shoot me your email that way, because I've thought about a lot of people that would have been there, had I promoted it above ground. And I hate that I didn't get to do that. So I want to make sure that the next thing I do, everybody that needs to be there will be there. Yeah. Yeah, man, you learn the game through rejection and pain. That's any game. Phantom Face said, they asked me who's my manager. I say, you're looking at him. That's right. Honey the Great. Honey says, I saw you and spoke at the homecoming of Michael Watts. I wanted to talk more, but it was really big. Oh, man, it's all love. That's all love, Honey. Salute to the great Michael Watts, man. Nothing but love and respect. But yeah, but that's my email address, man. If you're local or out of town, just send me an email with your email, because I might come to your city. It ain't just about Houston. I'm a world figure. I might come to your town. So if I'm coming to your town, boom, oh, whoa, wait a minute. I'm going to be in Cincinnati, y'all. I'm going to be in Milwaukee. I'm going to be in Mississippi. If I got a database of content, I'm going to reach out to y'all. Hey, man, I'm going to be in Jackson on this particular date. Come rock with me. See? Did you see the AI fan made video the guy did for you? No, I don't know what you're talking about. Which one is that? Death Row was an independent label, but they were backed by a major. Which, I mean, like I said, ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm talking about when you don't have none of that backing from scratch, and you got to just go downtown and get a DBA and say, okay, we're Potluck Records, and then you start, hey man, let's make some rap songs up. Okay, now we're gonna do. Let's find us a studio in town. We're gonna go to this studio and record these songs. Okay, the album's finished. What we gonna do? We're gonna contact this pressing plant. Let them press us up some CD. We're gonna stand. We're gonna take an album cover picture. Boom, bam. Now we got 1,000 CDs. Okay, what we gonna do now? Man, we're gonna call record stores. Hey man, y'all want to put the CD in the record store? We're gonna take them up there ourselves. We're gonna mail them off to whoever want to get them. We're gonna do it like that. We're gonna do consignment. That's how you building it from the ground up. Hey, man, we're gonna walk it up to the radio station. Hey, man, when y'all play this, man, hey, man, I give you $100. Just put it in the mix. Whatever you can do. And all these seeds organically grow a company, and all you need is for the music to be good. And it spread word of mouth. And before you know it, you got some motion. Yeah, man. Best local agent is in the building. Okay, now we're transitioning because, of course, I don't know why I keep doing this. I don't know why I don't keep one of these handy, man. But the new album is out, and I haven't really pushed like I want. The new album dropped. Well, it's been available to order, pre-order, physical copies. Some of y'all might be on here. I see a lot of new names. Y'all might not know that I just dropped a new album. Like, this is brand new. It's still hot. It's still hot. It's still hot. It's the physical copy. It dropped digitally Friday, 2 days ago. So you can go on all those platforms if you want to get the digital version and get this brand new album. For those who might not know, what did that record label say at the bottom right there? What that say? Yeah, this is mine. But go pick up a physical copy. Don't just get the digital copy. You know, we finna go. This is that part of the show. Make sure that you get the CD. This is what keeps us free. Buying the CD keeps us free. Where can I get it from, Kay? Where can I get that CD? I just put the link right there in the chat box right there. I just put the link down in there. That's the website. You can get it from all the digital platforms, but I want you to still get a physical copy. Y'all heard Dr. Naka, he likes to open up the thing and read it, and y'all should learn those old school principles. The album is on YouTube if you want to hear it, to make sure you like it before you spend your money. I just don't want you to just 100%. I'm just going to listen to it on YouTube. Use YouTube like we used to do back in the listening. Dr. Naka, you remember the listening station? Remember you used to go to the store and put the headphones on and you could listen to the album before it came out to see if you want to buy it. Before that, you just had to take a chance. Now YouTube is the listening station. You can go to YouTube. You can listen to the whole album right now if you want to. But don't be trifling. Don't say, well, I just jam it like this. If you like it, go get it. Get the physical copy. But you can stream it also. I know it's on all the platforms at this point. $35 ways. Gangsta Nips said buying his CD is like paying tithes. Yeah. Look, Jimmy said got my physical copy. That's right. He sure do. Jimmy been ordered. Already got his. He already got his. Pootie Tang, much love to you. I appreciate the love. Jab say you get it on payday. Something else I had to tell y'all that's slipping my mind. Yeah. suspect from Pearl Homes, my brother. Man. Okay. Do we got anything else? I ain't gonna hold y'all long. If it ain't nothing else to say, we don't need to say nothing else. I'll take a few questions. If we don't have any questions, I will let y'all make it for the night. John Beam said the South is rich in culture. Absolutely. All right. Best Local says 447 to ship. That's grimy. U.S. Post Office. Man, shipping is getting ridiculous. And you know, it's a sign of the times, it's a sign of the economy. I remember, I've been doing this a long time. You could ship one of these 15 years ago, it was like $1 and something. I remember the shipping rate for a CD domestically was like 175, and I started slowly seeing it creep up. And even overseas, you can send this overseas for like $4 or $5 back in the day. Now, I almost discontinued overseas for this album because the shipping's so high. Yep. So the 447, that's just book rate. That's just media mail. If I sent it on a level up to get it there quicker, it'll be almost double. Yeah. That's why I had to raise the price overseas, and I don't like doing that. Cameron, hey, Cameron, I need to holler at you. Did you get my email? Cameron, check your email. Or email me so I can have your email. I'm glad, man. I'm so glad you're on here. I need to holler at you. It's about your order. Hit me soon as we get off. Yep, yep. Okay. It's something I'm supposed to be telling y'all. Also, man, for a lot of my new people, if y'all didn't know that I have a podcast called the Underground Dialogue Podcast, subscribe to the podcast channel. Go check out the latest episode with Propane, one of Houston's greats. Y'all make sure y'all check out that episode, subscribe to the channel. We come on every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Central Time. We are like your favorite TV show. We're on. We're going to be on every week at the same time. Yep. Jordan, what's that? Jordan Olafson. Your project, The Industry, and Killer Priest's new project titled Swiftest Light, or what I've heard thus far from KP's project. Is dope. Good to see you. Hey, much love to you, Jordan. Much love to you, and I appreciate you supporting your big brother and supporting Killer Priest as well. No doubt about it. Yeah, we gotta be frugal in these times. What's up, Bofo? Michigan or Yukon? I don't follow college as much as I used to, so I'm not ready for me. I can't make a pick. I know nothing about either team. I was just glad the Rockets beat the Warriors tonight, and we almost blew that. Just tired of the Golden State Warriors, man, having our number, man. We had our number for a decade, and we just They're one of the worst teams in the league, speaking about the Golden State Warriors. But somehow when they play us, they just play so good. Everybody else beats the crap out of them. But when they play us, boy, it's never an easy game. Even when we win, we barely beat them. Steph Curry ain't played in 2 months, but he decides to play tonight. And we barely beat them. I'm just glad we beat them. Because if they would have lost tonight, I might not be on this live right now. That's how down and depressed I would be. If the Rockets would have lost to the Golden State Warriors again tonight, I probably would not be on this live. And that's the truth. That's the truth. I'm just being honest. Vianney Morgan, I remember you did 2 songs with a member of Bone Thugs and I got a song. Crazy Bone is on one of the songs that's getting ready to come out on my next project with Tragic from Canada. We got an album that's already done. Crazy Bone is on that project, but I don't remember ever doing. I've never done a song with any of the other members. Now, if sometimes fans will piece together some stuff and put different artists on a song together, but I've never just actually done a song with anybody from Bone Thugs other than the new one that's getting ready to come out with Crazy Bone. Yeah. Yeah, we need a point guard. We've been struggling with that all year. Our point guard got hurt before the season started. So, yeah, you're right. It's going to cost us. We'll probably go out in the first round this year. Last year, I had high expectations to at least make it to the second round. If we could have got past Golden State last year, we probably would have made it to the conference finals because we probably could have beat Minnesota. But we lost to the Golden State Warriors again when we should have lost to them. This year, I'm feeling like they'll go out in the first round again. The Lakers are going to drop now because with the injuries. So maybe we'll end up as a 4 seed, possibly a 3 seed. Maybe we'll get a home court advantage that gives us a better chance, but they had home court last year, so none of that really matters. Jimmy says, how long does it take the comic book bundle to ship? I don't know. We got to holler at Dollar Bill. Did you order a bundle and haven't got it yet? Let me know. Have you ordered a bundle and didn't get it yet? Shouldn't take that long, though. Yeah. Vianney Morgan, wow, we're already talking about the next project. Well, they got mad at me for going a year without putting out an album. So I'm like, yeah, okay, look, I'm gonna keep on dropping. Y'all, I'm gonna drop. We're gonna get a lot. Y'all gonna get a lot of music this year. You asked for it, you got it. You might get about 4 of them this year. What's up, Haley B? Haley says you and Crazy Bone, 2 great. I appreciate the love. Haley B is in the building. San Antonio, Texas, where y'all at, man? I don't really see a lot of my San Antonio people in here no more. I'll be in San Antonio on the 25th. Cameron says, I just saw that. Hold on, wait a minute. Where'd it go? Oh, you took the message away? You was asking me who was a girl singing what? I was just reading it, then it disappeared. Bass Reeves, you like that murder trial? I tell anybody who listens to murder trial, you gotta go listen to Homicide Story first. I think if you don't know the first part of if you don't know Homicide Story, you may still like murder trial, but you're not gonna really you're not gonna grasp it. Who sang in that song Juryman you're featured on? What song is that? Whose song is it? Cameron? The Juryman. You gotta familiarize me. Johnny Guerra. What's going on? Go purchase a new album right now from southparkcoalitionsite.net. That's the new album right there, y'all. Go get your physical copy. Okay, yeah, Black Man, White Man, Juryman. Yeah, that's my homie, Darnell, Broadcast Houston in the building. Yeah. And my brother, Derek Muhammad. Yes, indeed. Okay, I know it. I gotta listen to the song because I don't think I've heard it since it was completed, so I didn't know it was a single on there. Thank you, Erica. You talking about Dreamland? I really like Dreamland, but Dreamland didn't get the reception that I thought it would get on this album. Other songs that I didn't think would get a big reception are getting better reception. But yeah, they slept on Dreamland. No pun intended. They slept on Dreamland. Yeah. Well, yeah, Jab, some people listen, some people hear, other people listen. Yeah. Both folk. Wemby deserve MVP, or is it SGA? Um, you know who deserved the MVP? I wouldn't give it to either one of them. It's easy to say best records and all that. Wemby's been like amazing on both sides of the ball. So yeah, he make a strong case for both sides of the ball, man. But I'm gonna give it to Jaylen Brown, bro. Jaylen Brown would get my vote because Boston was supposed to be lottery according to what everybody's saying. Jason Tatum gone for the year. They traded Porzingis. They got rid of. They were supposed to be lottery or play-in, right? And this dude held his team up by himself, and Jason Tatum's back now. But they was number 2 in the West before Tatum got back. I mean, 2 in the East before Tatum got back. So Jaylen Brown, he not gonna win it, but he would get my vote. You got a court date tomorrow, baby mama drama. Yeah, it's gonna be all right, man. Let's pray on it and stay on it, man. Let's pray on it, bro. That's right, Vincent. Praise be to Allah. Walaikum salam, Vince. Any baby mama drama you going through, baby daddy drama if it's a woman, always do your best to not move and act and speak from emotion. Think about the child. Think about what's best for the child. Yeah. Abandoned House has my favorite bars talking about violent tendencies and watch yourself. Yeah, no question. No question. That's one of the songs that surprisingly people are gravitating towards. I appreciate y'all. Jordan says, I've noticed most underground MCs ain't even trying to drop albums like they used to. It seems as a lot of cats be dropping a few EPs every year or two to stay relevant in this day and age. Yeah, I mean, a lot of I don't know. I can't explain why they don't put out as much music. Some of them, a handful of them, they tour a lot. So when you're doing shows, as much as a lot of those guys do shows, then sometimes it takes away time for you to actually just really put albums out. But shows or not, I'm always put out albums. Always. Yeah. Connie, what's going on, Connie? Connie says, good night, everyone. Have a wonderful week. Peace and much love. Blessings. Connie, well, it's late. I ain't gonna lie, Connie. I ain't know it's just late. Connie, you got the right idea, because I'm right behind you. And Erica. Yeah. All right, man. Y'all drop y'all location. Let me shout y'all out. Let me shout y'all out. Let me drop y'all location so I can shout y'all out, because yeah, it is late. It is late. Cameron is in Hillsboro, Texas. Fianna Morgan is in Beaumont, Texas. Damage 287, Plainfield, New Jersey. Weedor 76 is in Denmark. Jab Bad is in H-Town. Keto Gamer, H-Town. Jimmy is in Anniston, Alabama. Johnny is in LaPorte, Texas. Okay, Texas. Best local agent, 5-star Washington. General Intelligence Trend. Bass Reeves, 26. You got to do some shows in California. Yeah, man. I don't think I ever performed in Cali ever in my life. I've never done a show in California. Ever. That's crazy, huh? Vincent is in Hawaii. Yeah, yeah. Okay, is that it? Dr. Naka is in H-Town. H-Town representing heavy tonight, man. Local representation. All right. My brother Michael Butte is in the building, man. He come flying in at the last hour. It's all good, man. It's up there. You can go back and check it out. I know he's in Beaumont, Texas. Yeah, 3508. I'm shortlisted to submit a proposal to become a preferred supplier for rental pallets to Coca-Cola here in Botswana. Wow. Hope you land that, man. All good. Compton, California has a concert arena that's pretty good. Wow. Like I said, yeah, I've never performed in Cali, man. That's crazy. That's some wild work. All right, y'all. I appreciate the love. Go get the album. Catch y'all later on. Peace.